So this is where our kitchen is starting. Our kitchen will be on this side. I'm going to have some shelving, the sink underneath that window about, the stove underneath that window, and the fridge in that corner. So I'm going to take this bamboo that's behind me. I'm going to build a frame for the mud plaster to sit on top of, and wood, leave space for wooden shelving, and just see how it comes out. And if it doesn't work out, then I could just take it all down anyway. So there's much room for creativity and making mistakes, and that's why I love working with mud. My camera died on me yesterday, but this is the progress that we have so far on the kitchen. So we have 2 posts here. The sink is going to be also made of mud, and we're going to seal it with a lime plaster. These 2 posts are buried about 4 inches just to keep them firm, and it helps to hold up the rest of the structure too, because the bamboo, the vertical bamboo, is not buried in. So basically you just want to have your posts, your bamboo, wherever it is that you would want there to be a wall that goes back and forth. Ok, vamos a clavar esto aquí. Puede amarrar el hilo allá al clavo en este lado. Para afuera. Abajo. Ok, está bien. Clávala ahí. Manténgala ahí. Okay, here's what we got so far of the kitchen. We've got all of the cabinets set up, the spaces where we want to have, you know, a space for shelving or a space to put something. This is the sink space. So first you set aside your vertical like cubbies of where things will go, and then you put the bamboo that's going to go from the top to the bottom in between each of those cubbies, and then you can put the bamboo on top. We nailed in a few just so it stays firm while we tie in the rest. That's it. Ya podemos seguir con poner el resto de abajo y arriba.
¿Dónde está la pequeña y la pala, tío? ¿Acá con él?
Bárbara. Entonces, que sería difícil con aquí, ¿no? ¿Puede dejar esta usted?
Por supuesto que
parece tapar.
El principal aquí es que hay muchas piedras.
Ese va, porque yo no sé cómo vamos. O sea, que él va allá, va, sale hasta la puerta.
Ese piso se me imagino que lo van a echar hasta aquí, ¿verdad?
Va a quedar el aquí, de aquí. Porque ellos hacen el papel y les va a gustar. Les va a gustar, les va a gustar.
¿Trae un clavo o dos clavos? Good boy, Tobes. Okay, this is our sink. So far we've tied up the bamboo here. So this is the base of the sink. It's supported on a piece of bamboo that goes from this pillar to that pillar. I have the back part there, the front part here, so we're just gonna wrap and coat this part in the mud plaster and build up the sink in a cool shape and have the faucet coming out in the middle. We have our setup all done. So we're gonna have two shelves here, one on top is the counter and then one is there, and that's going to be all mud plastered in. The mud plaster makes it easier to wrap around this tree that we have in the back. If we did wood, then we have to really do a lot of work cutting it to size to fit there, so why not just mud plaster it just like the rest. We're going to have this tree coming right out of the counter there because this is going to be mud plastered as well. We have our sink between these two pieces of wood here. These are Meccano. These are the same type of trees that were used in the frame, the roof of the house. We have a sweet little Toby here. Mr. Toby came to visit. He's so cute. This is going to be shelving. We're going to, the floor is still missing here, so the floor and the base is going to be put in as well. This is a space that we're going to have mud plastered around the sides and top, and we're going to probably put a wooden cabinet on it. This is going to be where the gas tank goes. For the stove, which will go, it's a drop-in stove, so it'll be put in here. Shelf right below it is for spices. Most of them fit easily, just this little back piece I had to cut a little notch to get it to fit, and because it sits all the way in the back, I had to put a little piece of bamboo underneath it, nailed to the wall, just like this one, for that wood to sit on top of, which is okay to do. You know, you can just nail it into the wall, it gives you a little extra support. Had to do the same thing here to go around this pillar. I had to put some bamboo in. I don't know if you could see, put some pieces of bamboo on the bottom there that were nailed to this pillar on both sides so that those pieces of wood could fit nice and easily around there. And there's a space for pots here, and then the final space here I left enough for a big fridge. And so this outlet will be both for the stove and for the fridge. It's coming along. It is the 2nd day of June 2021. Hi, Toe. And we're about to wrap this up. We also have this room. It's mostly storage right now because this is the only solid floor that we have that we're not going to be fixing up until later. But this is the desk space. So this is all earthen. It's going to flow right into the walls. You want to make sure that you also wet the walls before you put anything in so that it sticks real good. Otherwise, you'll get this cracking effect like we did here. So, like I did with the kitchen, I wanted to have a tree here. instead of just a piece of bamboo, which will be mud plastered. So it gives something prettier to look at, something cool to look at. I fixed this shelf. It was a little bit too high for me, so I made it a little bit lower. Just took the bamboo out, re-nailed it, and we'll be tying that back in. We have the bamboo here. This will be a nice big space on this side. About 2 feet in width here. We'll create a little hole in the back so the cords can come up from that plug. And then we basically just did whatever we had to do in order to get this spot, which will wrap around the tree here. We'll mud plaster a little ring around it to make the desks kind of flow around that tree. That was the goal. So I'm hoping that with these being apart this way, we'll be able to take the mud plaster, wrap it around here, and then wrap it around the bottom, and then push it up from the bottom and smooth it out. We tried doing it where the bamboo was super close together and putting a separate layer on the bottom, but it just fell. So by having it apart, maybe we can, wrap it around and then it could stick to each other.